Hello, I'm Shaun Thomas, and today I'll be going over problem 1.3-1. So here's my team solution. So essentially for this code, what I did to help out my team was I helped by creating the cube geometry um, as it's being rendered onto the screen. And now I'm gonna go ahead and go switch to the code. So my contributions, so first here is the cube size, and this is just simply the size of the cube. And then the step variable here, this is how many iterations it takes to fully, um, I guess, animate the cube, or I guess like how many steps it takes to get every single pixel needed for the cube. And then over here is these for loops. Essentially, is a nested for loop to be able to iterate for both x and y to be able to change the values for each step so that it can be drawn correctly. And essentially what this is, it starts at the negative cube size and goes all the way up to the cube size so that the x and y can be changed for every pixel needed for the cube to be filled in completely. So then over here, the next six draw points, I contributed as well. And essentially what this is, it's the six faces of the cube. Um, so you'll see in the parameters that we have the x and y that's changing here, and the that's simply the cube being drawn in over each step size. Um, each pixel size. And as you can see here, in this part and this part, the z value is fixed because um, of the way the face is shaped is facing. So the x and y are needed to fill in the face of the cube, but the z value isn't, which is why it's fixed. And then for the top and bottom faces, the y is fixed because again, you don't need the y value there because it's not changing, but the x and z value would be changing, which is why the y is now in the z value. And then again for the left and right faces, um, the x value is fixed again because the y and z values would be changing. And then although the parameters in these functions are the same, so the z buffer, frame, and brightness are essentially used to determine the brightness of a pixel, and then that maps to a certain character, and then that maps to the character that needs to be placed inside of that pixel. Um, the width and height are simply just the width and height of uh, the monitor that's being, or I guess the area that's being displayed inside of the terminal. And then the A and B values are the angles of which the face is shaped, or the face is tilted or angled at. And then the K1 and K2 values, um, that's used to put the cube inside of the terminal, like the viewing area of the terminal that's been defined by width and height. And I believe that's all my contributions. One important thing to note is that, as you can see here, ST and JC, so I believe Josh made some modifications to what I did by creating the draw point function right here, which is defined right here. But overall, that's my contributions to the cube project.